Mm-hmm.
We can't control our English language. Every
Mm-hmm.
time I'm trying myself, just I'm trying in home, I learning English just for watching a Facebook group or in YouTube or by a book. I can learn myself, not in school. In our country is now is better than before, but I am before graduated in school, but now it's better. But uh, when I graduated, I'm not bad in English.
Mm-hmm. So this is what I think, Ellen. Even though you took it when you were 9 years of age, or you took English in grade 9, whichever the case may be, because English is not your first language, the first thing that you're taught in an English-speaking country, in a non-English-speaking country, are the grammar rules. You are taught the rules. You know the rules. Although you think that you don't know the rules, you know the rules, and you also understand the meaning behind the rules. This is where we differ, because English is my first language. I was also taught the rules, but while I was taught the rules, I was constantly practicing speaking in English alongside of the rules. So they merged together at the same time for me, which presents more of a problem in trying to explain why the rule is, or what the rule actually is, or what the rule actually represents. I listen to an individual speak, and I'll say, that doesn't sound quite right, but I could not necessarily tell you the rule that applies. When you are very intentional about learning English, you have to do more than just listen. It's writing, which is what I do a lot of. You write things down, you practice what you hear, and even though when you go to the Facebook groups and you answer the ABC questions and you answer them incorrectly, when the administrator or whoever posts the activity, when they put the correct answer there, you should ask in type form, why is this the correct answer? If you were to ask me about ABC questions at that particular moment in time, I can tell you why the answer is A versus B or C. But if you don't ask questions, then you're leaving with the deficit of not knowing why. If you want to learn something, you have to be very active, very proactive in your own learning by asking, could you explain? I don't understand. And I think I leave things open like that in my group. When I ask students to participate in something, I generally say that within the next 12 hours or 24 hours, I will respond to all responses. If you don't type anything back, then there's nothing for me to respond to.
Yeah, but Ms. Priscilla, firstly, when we are started to learning English in school,
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's 9 years old or 10 years old. Firstly, we are learning the words and alphabets of English, ABC. Then we are started when I am 13 to 14 years old. We are started the rules of grammar.
Okay.
Just we are controlled for exam, just control for exam. Then after we are forgets the rule because
Mm-hmm.
we are not practice in daily. I think it's practice.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best. But now, Ms. Priscilla, I want to ask you one question about learning. How much time I need to control the grammar and all English learning? How much time I need? Because I want to learning English for writings because I'm so liked for writing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to learning the good grammar for writing.
Mm-hmm. You know, Ellen, I could say it would take you 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 10 years, 100 years. It really depends upon you and how dedicated and how disciplined you are. You could purchase all of the textbooks that you may wish to use to study. And I'll give you an example. I believe that you are familiar with the English proficiency exams such as the IELTS or the TOEFL. Are you familiar with those exams?
Sorry, what teacher are you? What?
Are you familiar with the IELTS or the TOEFL exam?
Yeah, I wanna in future test it, but I'm not tested until now.
Okay. My point in mentioning those two tests is this. You can purchase all of the books, the IELTS book, the TOEFL book, and supplementary material, and still not be able to pass the exam. What really, in my professional opinion, needs to occur is that you consider getting someone to help you with this in a systematic way. I feel oftentimes that students believe because they purchase materials and resources that this alone is sufficient. I felt the same way when I want to do something such as complete my master's degree and my doctoral degree, when I realized it isn't just about doing the homework, but it's interacting with other students that are of the same mindset as me, that they too are trying to get their master's degree or their doctorate degree, and it became an exchange of ideas, and they gave me feedback. If I only read the books myself, I would only have my own mindset as to what a right answer is, and it's only one way of thinking. So what I found is that the more I interacted with other people, the easier it was to achieve the task of becoming a doctoral student. Although you may watch television, read English books, read English in magazines, if you are not interacting verbally with someone, it is still going to be a very challenging task to become proficient with fluency in English. That is why they have universities for students to attend. And that is why so many other tutors, such as myself, are online to offer guidance. The majority of us, including myself, we're not here for just the sake of helping you, but it is a strategy that we can use to help ourselves. We still have, or I do, I have a mortgage, I have a house payment, a car payment, I have utilities, I have all of those things, and groceries. I have all of those things that I have to pay for. And in order for me to be able to have the lifestyle that I choose, I have to pay for these things, my mortgage, my car. And in order for me to pay for those things, I have to charge my students for the service that I provide to them. But I would say before spending money that you should check out the tutors that are teaching online and determine if you believe that what they're offering you, you'll be able to benefit from. And there's a plethora of free and valuable information available online. There's a tremendous amount of information available online. And if you have the time to find those resources without the amount of money necessary to hire someone such as myself, then that is your best avenue. It may take longer, but at least you know you will get to where you're going. Let me see if I can find a book that I have online. Download. Okay, this is a pre-intermediate book. And these resources are resources that I purchased with my money. The students didn't purchase these. This is what I purchased to help my students.
Um,
So,
mm, Ms. Priscilla, if you selected me in one level, for example, we have beginner level or advanced or pre-intermediate, intermediate. If you have selected me in one level, which level choose for me?
okay, that would be level. I wouldn't, you were not a beginner because you speak well. You understand what your limitations are, as I'm hearing you. And at this point, you're believing that it is your grammar. But I don't think it's your grammar. I think it's the lack of practice. So let me ask you, how often do you speak and interact with people like myself in real time with real voice? How often do you do that daily?
In Delhi, I don't have speaking with anyone's. In many times in the many places, for example, in the bazaar, in many places, I can I have this opportunity for the pupil, but in online, just for you. Many times with my friends in English, but that's so little for me.
Hmm. And I would imagine to get to a point, there's a difference, which is perfectly fine to just talk with your friends sporadically. Every chance you get, do not give up the opportunity to speak with your friend. Speak with your friend every chance you get. But there
Yeah.
needs to be some type of structure so that you can determine how much you are progressing, how much are you learning and retaining. Again, I'm also being coached. I have 4 coaches myself that I pay. One I just paid $8,000. Not $8,000, $800 for. I'm going to Jamaica in May, and I paid $9,000 for that coaching session. I went to Mexico in August of this year, and I paid $10,000. So it's an investment in me to do what I'm doing. But I'm going in tandem with people with the same mind as I have. I'm not just going to have a general conversation. I'm going there to learn how to do what I'm doing better. But if all that you can do, Ellen, I need to go now into the kitchen. Let me turn the stove off. I'll be right back. Thank you for waiting. My point
No
is,
problem.
students who can afford to go to a university and take courses, and I think sometimes their country or their parents have the money to be able to send them. And going to university is much more expensive than working with an online coach such as myself, because my overhead is just my house and this chair for the most part. But I still need to, as I say, pay for the things that I enjoy. So I don't know, I can't really remember what question I'm answering, but I was just trying to share. Are you able to see my screen at the moment?
Yeah, answering this question, just Ms. Priscilla, you say I'm in beginner? You selected me in beginner level?
No, I would say that you would not be a beginner because you understand the words that I'm speaking.
Yeah.
And I understand the words that you're speaking. Your enunciation is very clear. I think when you write, I have difficulty quite getting your meaning when you actually type something, but that with a little effort could be improved as well. but I would probably say that you are an intermediate or pre-intermediate. This book is a pre-intermediate book, and let's just say this book, whether I would start with this book or not.
And
If
this
you
book is me. The name of the book is Headway.
Yes, the name of this book is Headway.
Yeah, we have this book.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And having this book and studying with this book still requires the interaction with someone who knows what you're looking for and what you're talking about. So here it is, it's just saying match the questions and the answers. Where were you born? Does it seem logical to say that the answer would be, I'm a teacher? Where were you born?
in Thailand.
Okay, so that sounds like a logical answer. So you understand that when I'm asking you about something, you understand
Yeah,
what an appropriate answer would be. So I didn't need to spend much time on this. Now we have two students and we have the tenses and the questions. It says read and listen to Maurizio, then complete the text using the verbs in the box. Because we know that these are verbs, we learn to look at these as verbs. I'm enjoying, I'm studying, I'm going to work, come, live, can speak, started, and went. We look at these words and so we can say, oh, a verb is doing something. So if something is being done, we can maybe think of it as a verb, just automatically, whatever it is, not just this book, this box, but if I put the word eat up here, would it be a verb? Ellen, is eat a verb?
eat. No, we don't have eat in this box.
No. Listen, if you are doing something, it is a verb.
Yeah.
Would eat be a verb?
I think it's a verb.
Yes, because as a general rule, if you're doing something, it is a verb. If you eat or
Yeah.
if you're eating, what about walking? Is it a verb?
Yeah, it's verb.
Okay, so you see, you have an immediate recognition, you just don't think about it.
Yeah.
This you already know. You probably learned it when you were 9 years of age, or when you were in 9th grade. It doesn't matter when you learned it, but you did learn it. But because you don't use it in this manner, I don't think about walking as a verb and I'm going to use this word. I just start to speak. Okay? So now my
Yeah.
name's Maurizio. I came from Bologna. I'm not sure which word which word goes there, but I know he can do something. I did something. And you practice these activities and then you go back. You don't just fill in the activity just to answer the question. You fill in the question and try to understand why. And in this case, it's a verb.
Yeah.
Okay? You know that it is a verb. All of them are going to be verbs. Everything in here is going to be a verb. So we go down to here and we start to look at this. And for me, it doesn't necessarily have to be this book, but the pattern is the same. So I would look at Carly Robinson and I would say, tell me something about this picture. And I could say that Carly Robinson is sitting in a chair. She was looking at a book. A little
Yeah.
boy is playing on the floor. You
Yeah.
see,
On the carpet.
on the carpet. And
Yeah.
you're learning things such as this. Now I'll go down here to the grammar spot and find examples of present, past, and future tenses in text about Maurizio and Carly. Well, you would have had to listen to or read this, but which tenses are the two verb forms in these sentences I'm not sure what this is because I'm not looking at it, but what is a sandwich? Who is Jack? Where did you go last night? When did you arrive in New York? You force yourself to put these in questions, and let's just say, for example, if I did this, no, and I put this question, I'll put this question into Facebook. And when you write your sentences, if you write your sentence incorrectly, I will tell you why it is incorrect. This book. Let's see. We'll go to, you may not be able to see my screen at the moment, I'm not sure, because I'm doing something right now. Okay, Control V. If I can get it to write a complete sentence using words from the right, from the left column and the right column. One sentence only, and I will review your work and give feedback. Okay, so there. Stop sharing, and I'll share again. Share again. I was trying to get back to my book, but I don't know where my book is. Here it is, here. All right, so I'm back at my Headway book again, and this is a very popular book for schools to use. So I posted something. Are you able to see my screen, Ellen?
What, teacher?
Are you able to see my screen now?
Yeah, I
Okay.
see you in screen.
Do you see me or do you see the book?
No, I just see you.
Okay, let me go back to me. Share my screen. All right, now do you see my screen with the book?
Yeah, now I see.
Okay, so now we're back at the book, and here are some questions. Ask and answer questions with your partner. Let's try this, Ellen. What would you say here for this very first one?
Where are you live?
Oh, okay. Where are you live? A-R-E is plural. So in this case, it's where do you live? Where do you live? Or you could say, where are you living? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the next one is, what would this one be?
Do you have any brother or sisters?
That's correct. Brothers. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yeah.
What do you think this one is?
What do you like doing at the weekend?
What do you like doing at the weekend? And the last one?
Where are you go for your last holiday?
Where did you go?
Where did you go? Yeah. The past of the do is did.
That's correct. And when you start to think like that, then you have a conversation. Let's create a conversation out of these 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Hi, Ellen. It's so good to see you. So where are you living now? Tell me, where are you living? I am living
in Iraq.
Ah, so you live in Iraq. Ellen, do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yeah, I have 3 brothers and 3 sisters.
Okay, could you ask me the same question?
Miss Priscilla, do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yes, I do. In fact, I have 3 brothers and 2 sisters, and we like to watch movies on the weekend. What do you like to do on the weekend, Ellen?
I like go to the different place in my country. For
I like
example, go to the.
going. I like going. Or
I
you can say
like
I like to
going.
go, or I like to go.
Yeah,
Uh,
I like. I like going.
okay.
I like going to the another or different places in the weekend.
What type of place do you like to go to on the weekend?
What? What?
What type of place? Do you like to go to the movies? Do you like to go to the museum? Do you like to go to
Um.
restaurants? What type of place do you like to go to on the weekend?
Um. I'd like going to the different place. For example, another restaurant or another uh, places for gathering our sibling.
Okay. So you enjoy going to places like restaurants and museums. Is that correct?
Restaurant.
And restaurants. So
Yeah.
Ellen, where did you go? Where did you go for your last holiday?
Last holiday, I'm going
No, no,
to
no.
the
No, not you are going. I want to know where did you go, which means you've already been. Where did you go, which is past tense. Where did you
um,
go for your last holiday?
last holiday. I'm going.
No, no, no. On my last holiday, I went.
Okay, that's right. It's past. Last holiday, I went to the my sister's house.
Okay, for my last holiday, I went to my sister's house. Now, Ellen, I didn't tell you that went was past. You see how you remembered it yourself?
What teacher?
You remembered that went is past.
Yeah,
So
when
I'm
it's past.
so that's what I'm saying. So you know the grammar rules. You just have to practice them. Then they will come to your mind immediately when you start to speak. If you
Yeah,
don't have someone to practice with, they don't come to your mind. They just stay stuck in your head, locked away.
yeah. I know this, Miss Priscilla. For example, I know it's do, does, is, or present, and it is past. Or another example is have and had is a past of the has have. But
Hmm.
many times when I speaking about tenses, for example, present tenses, future continue, I can't perfectly speak about these tenses.
Do you know why that might be, that you can't speak about them?
Yeah, I can speak about the tenses. Many times I can teach the rules of these tenses, but when I speaking about tenses in paragraphs or in dialoguing, I mix all of the rules. I can't choose the right tenses.
Okay, so I'm not sure if I'm understanding. Do you teach English someplace?
Yeah, I participate most of the courses in online in my country,
But
but in my same.
my question is, do you teach English?
No,
Is that your
no, I'm not teach. I
okay?
want to
So
learning for writing.
you're using it wrong then, because when you say when I teach, when you're trying to learn it, you
Yeah,
you
yeah,
get every
that's right.
you get it correct. There's a difference in filling out a form and speaking. Remember what I said,
Yeah,
Ellen? Until you find a live person like we're doing today, that you can interact in real time and get feedback immediately, that's when your mind remembers, oh, yes, I remember. If you're writing
yeah,
something down, you are looking at it and you see that it is incorrect. But when you're speaking, you can't see your voice. You can hear your voice. You don't necessarily recognize why it is wrong because you're not looking at one word before and another word after the past tense or the present tense word. It's actually a process where you need to speak and engage in conversation with someone consistently. And it
yeah,
starts out at first being a very slow process. But once you get into the habit of speaking this section correctly, it builds on itself. English fluency builds on itself. There are only so many phrases and so many ways that we're going to use verbs. It may be a different verb, but it is a verb. So let's look at this picture here. If we look at this picture, what are they doing? So I'm using the word doing, which means they are actively doing something. What are they doing? What is she doing?
She answered. I'm answered.
Yes, please answer. What is she doing?
Okay. She wants get a fish.
She wants to catch a fish.
Yeah, with her mother.
She wants to catch a fish. What is the verb?
The get.
Catch or get a fish. Catch or get is the verb.
Is the same verb synonym, get or catch?
Yes. In this case,
okay.
Yes. She's trying to catch or get a fish. Okay. So our verb is catch or get a fish. That's what she's trying to do.
Yeah.
And what is the little boy doing? What is he doing with the stick? What is the little boy doing? Just make up something. He's doing something.
I'm not sure, but I think this boy have a worm.
For what purpose?
Has a worm.
For what purpose?
Yeah, has a worm for catching a fish.
And what's the verb?
The verb is catch.
Catching.
And has is mean helping verb.
Yes. So the boy has a worm for catching fish. Good. So that now we could say she wants to catch a fish. The dad wants to help the little boy catch the fish. The mother wants to help the little girl catch the fish.
Yeah.
It makes it easier to have a conversation. All right. All right. So again, the purpose today, I want you to know that I'm really happy that you are here in attendance. I will be here for the next 5 days. And if you show up tomorrow, maybe others will show up and I'll talk more than what I'm doing now. But either case, it is my pleasure to have you with me today. So thank you for joining me. Do you have any questions, Ellen, that I could answer?
No, until now, and I don't have any question. Thanks for your helping. But Ms. Priscilla, for the 5 days we have this conversation, I can participate it, and again I can participate it.
Sure. Again, you may participate. Today you participated. Tomorrow you will participate because it hasn't happened. Yes, you can participate every day. You may need to register every day. I'm not sure, but I'll be here at the same time as I was here today. Okay?
Okay. Thanks a lot for your help. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks for coming, Ellen. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.